Let's fight. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, we're happy to have you folks in the ring with us. Do let us know. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Pull it back. Pull it back a little bit. Share the live, folks, wherever you're joining us from. Smash that emoji button as well. We trust that you guys have had a great day. No doubt you hit the ground running this morning, and now you're bringing up the flank to close the day off. We trust that you guys are good. You all are well. You know, you had a fantastic day. You earned the salary. They ain't gonna take back the money. Hope not. Don't make me have fall. Put in it. Put in a good day's work, and no doubt you folks are going to get a reward for it. Good to have all of you on with us. Winella and Ingrid and Mark and Raul and Sandra. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. You all know how we say it. We on the live, folks. It's Thursday, the 8th day of January, believe it or not, already. And we're so happy to have all of you joining us. Kim and Tracy and Fennel and Jackie and Claire. Good to have all of you on with us. Paulette, we see you there as well. Jilly G, wherever you are today, where in the world you are tonight, we really trust that you guys are good and well. Welcome to our broadcast. We've got a couple of things we want to share with you. Wonderful folks, and then we out of your ears so you can go out and have a fantastic rest of the evening. Tomorrow morning, housekeeping. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have a check-in because we're traveling tomorrow morning. We're going overseas. We at seas. We over. We in. Tomorrow morning, we can have a check-in, and then I'll get a chance to catch up with you folks during the course of the day, and you're going to see where I am. I'm going to tell you in the morning where I'm heading to, because we need your prayers, we need your kind thoughts, we need your guidance, we need your love, we need your support, we need everything. Good to have all of you on with us tonight. Wherever you're joining us from, I'm seeing some very, very familiar names like Latchmen. We couldn't do without Latchmen. And Gisela and Erwin. Erwin Dunn, you here or you there? You're in seas or you're overseas? Where are you? Eva and Suzanne, and this is the good Suzanne. Susan London, the good Susan, and Dion and Linda and Erwin and all the other folks, wherever you're joining us from tonight, we are so happy and so privileged that all of you could join us. We're going to ring that bell one time for all of you. Did I see a Michael? I see Brenda. I see Everett. I see Claire, Alexis, Charlie, Richmond. I see Dion and Pam and Audrey and all the other folks. Happy to meet you, to meet your acquaintance. Please and thank you. We hope that you're good. We hope that you wonderful folks are good. And let's head into it tonight. A couple of things we're following. Not plenty, not enough. You want to say happy birthday to former Member of Parliament, former Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Joseph Harmon. Last substantive post in government, he headed the COVID operations, and he was also Minister of State. Joseph Harmon celebrating a birthday today, and we want to send him a big, beautiful, happy birthday. Please and thank you for Joseph Harmon, attorney at law. Joseph Harmon, retired General, Brigadier, the whole thing. Colonel. They give the man all kinds of titles. But happy birthday, sir. Respect of manners. As you were. Enjoy to the fullest. That being said, former leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton. It's a quite interesting program last evening. I hope you guys had the chance. I did tell you it's on demand, which means you can go watch it anytime. But don't take too long. As I notice Facebook deleting videos now. Don't take too long. But you can watch it on demand. Fantastic program. This is Capital News is in context with veteran journalist Enrico Wolford last evening. Among the things they were discussing, Venezuela was the chief, but there were some adjacent allied issues. And one of the things the discussion circled back to was young people. And I thought this was food for thought. Because our young people need a lot of guidance. Our young people need an enabling environment to flourish, right? And then you give them the tools, and these guys are going to deliver for their generation. I have no doubt they are going to deliver for the generation. But some of what Mr. Norton said in relation to our young people and how some are thinking and the work that we have to do is very instructive. Tremendously, very bigly instructive. Mr. Aubrey Norton, in context, with veteran journalist Enrico Wolford. Take a look. Take a listen.
The nation is unmistakable. That power.
All right, I don't think we're quite there. I don't think we are quite there. It might be this one. Is it? Is it that one? Are we there? Let us know if we're there, folks. Please and thank you. Let us know if we are there. We want to make sure the folks get the valid and credible information.
The nation is unmistakable. That power.
That is the next one that we want. That's the next one we got set for our viewers. The next one, take a look.
So some young people, and they see corruption as a normal part of life. Ghana has changed in that sense. It is not a case where the corrupt is questioned and challenged. Some people begin to see corruption as the means for them achieving what they want. And like I'm saying to you, unless the system changes, unless there is systemic changes. I've met persons who said to me, you know, a lot of them people got the money, nobody care how they get it, we got to get it just like that. So when you get comments like that, you recognize the problem is systemic. It also has to do with our educational system. If you have an educational system in which children are left behind, they are not going to be in a position to do the analysis to recognize what they are doing is damaging themselves. We have people who are engaging people and comfortable with the people who are responsible for them being in poverty. So we have got to educate them on poverty, the sources of poverty, and then articulate to them positions that will help them out of poverty. You're dealing with a real situation in which over the last 20-something years, the government has undereducated, ill-educated, and miseducated young people to the point where a few come out extremely good, but the general public is in a difficult situation. One young man told me, boy, this life is a hustle. And if you're hustling, you're in this life.
Mr. Norton, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. People are going to say, well, what are we Norton talking about there?
And that is why I say it has to be long-term. Education, a number of things, because we have allowed a hustle culture to develop in Guyana.
Now, some of what Mr. Norton said last evening, it's very important. We're getting too comfortable with corruption and corrupt people. We're getting too comfortable. And friends, I dare say, that's a dangerous place. I won't get there. That is a very, extremely, very bigly dangerous place. And I don't want to get there. It's important because Paul Slow, retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, Paul Slow, on his program was talking about corruption and how we're treating corruption in this society. And I believe that the two things are linked, you see, that our young people are taking their cue from the powers that be. And if the powers that be, like the police force, they're comfortable with corruption and you got to beg them to investigate certain people, then what do you think the young people are being taught? That corruption is all right. As if you get catch. Right? And who you belong to. You related to them by in power? They know you? Well, then you good. All is well and good. This is what Mrs. Slow referred to. Right? Talking about a missive that was in the press. and then adding his own thoughts to bear. Take a look.
The nation is unmistakable that power shields its own and that integrity is a slogan, not a standard. Ordinary citizens are scrutinized for far less. How then should the police accept the sight of a sitting minister in control of a foreign holding company linked to $500,000 property transaction abroad while earning a local government salary? This is not partisan politics. It is a constitutional issue about whether Guyana's governance system can self-correct or has fallen hostage to self-preservation. If our oversight institutions can't pursue such clear leads, then our laws and accountability exist only on paper. A full forensic financial probe is now necessary, with cooperation from U.S. financial and law enforcement agencies to trace the origin, flow, and purpose of these funds. The people of Guyana deserve nothing less than the truth and visible and equal enforcement of the law. Great read. Great read. When I read it, I said we got a thing. But it raised a question about the Integrity Commission. That toothless poodle, the Integrity Commission. Certain persons, including ministers and other government and senior functions, are required to make a declaration every year. I know this because when I was the chairman of the Police Service Commission from 2018 to 2021, I was required to make the declaration, which I did religiously. And then what happened? Let me tell you, because it doesn't work on a calendar year. Take it start sometime around June to 1 year to the next year. So I got caught in the thing. I was in the States reading the newspaper one day when I saw that the Integrity Commission, made a statement and identified the Commissioner of Police acting, I think he was at the time, Clifton Akin, as one of the defaulters. And I smiled, I smiled. I said, well, I'm not surprised. I said, something, let me go check the official gazette to see who the other persons were. And I got a shock of my life because when I got checked, my name was listed as one of the defaulters as well. I said, well, I had left the Police Service Commission since August 2021, and they were talking about this in 2022, 23. I said, nah, something wrong. I think it was 23. I said, no, something wrong. I had declared. Then I went in, because I even consulted with my lawyer and all of that. And then I said, well, look, I'm going to travel to Ghana to get this thing sorted out. I traveled in only to be told that I had to declare for, I think, 30-something days or 40-something days in a particular year. So even though I had declared, they claimed that my stint at the Police Service Commission lasted until August the 8th, 2021. And so from the June time at the end to that, I had to file for that 30-something days or something like that. And I filed. I said that to say the Integrity Commission is toothless because people file things, and I don't know that they check all of these things. I don't know that even now, with this recent revelations about the ministers' properties in Guyana and overseas, whether they will then take it up to see whether these things, whether the minister is compliant with the law, right? I don't know if they're going to do, I know they're going to do that. So we'll talk about the Integrity Commission and the filing. Maybe a lot of people file, they file all sort of thing there, and that's it.
Yep. They file all kinds of things, and that's it. Y'all think this country easy? It is not. It is not. Some people get off because they know somebody. I know that's not me fit. That's not me. And that's not you. You got to come straight. See, the point I wanted to make is the connection between what Mr. Norton said about the way our young people are thinking. Corruption is good. Because I see people get big house in Florida and nothing happened to them. And they got a minister salary here, and they got a loan in Florida. And you got apartment building, and one day you say you come from money, the next day you come from nothing. And it's all right, well, we got to make heights for ourselves. We got to go on the forward. You see, that's how we're teaching the next generation to get comfortable with corruption. That is the point that I want to make. That is the larger point I want to make. We're getting too comfortable with it. You know, joining us, this is what we're talking about. The Venezuelan crisis and allied issues. That's how we got there. Yeah, I saw the mayor of New Amsterdam saying that 2025 for the municipality of New Amsterdam, Winright McIntosh, Lord Mayor, the Honorable, he says that the municipality had a good year in 2025, and they're already setting the agenda for 2026 to ensure that they have even greater success in 2026. He said they were able to mitigate flooding. They brought in some much needed revenue into the council, among some other things. Sanitation also I saw listed as improved. So kudos to the folks there who made all that possible, all the councillors and mayor, the entire team. And we know if New Amsterdam was successful, right? It wasn't no small feat, because you got some trench crappers, you got some Jebusites, you got some Nakavakamites, you got some Hittites to deal with there. You got some of them to deal with. That being said, I want to say congrats, and may the municipality keep growing from strength to strength. Wish them all the best. Mayor Winright McIntosh. I feel we don't hear too much from the mayor, but he's doing the work methodically, quietly in some instances, but the work is getting done. The work is getting done. That being said, folks, we trust that you guys are great and well. Wherever you all are joining us from tonight, share the live for us and smash that emoji button if you're not joining us. Tomorrow morning, little housekeeping before we go on. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be traveling. We like walk, we fast. We're going to go and see what's happening in some other areas of this country. We may have a short check-in program, if at all. But know that we ain't oversleep. Right? No, we ain't get up late. Matter of fact, I'll be up very early tomorrow morning. I'll be up very early. So we can have a check-in tomorrow morning. And then you can hear from us. You can hear from me during the course of the day. Because I fast like that. You fast, I fast. We're good together, you see. We are good together. So congrats to the folks there. Congrats to the folks there at the main town council of New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam's MTC. The Mohammeds. Keeping up with the Mohammeds. Had a little twist today in the extradition case. How many of you are old enough to remember the case of O.J. Simpson? To the extent that it went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You remember those days? Like if they weren't finished. I used to be so vexed as a young person waiting up to watch television, and the older folks commandeered that TV with this series, this sitcom, this trilogy. That was the O.J. Simpson trial. That went on for about 40 years. For about 40 years, that's how I feel about this thing. That's how I feel about this extradition trial. It's something. God damn it, something. Well, today, the prosecution apparently introduced some new evidence. Like why? What's the urgency? And I heard some of the defense attorneys say, well, I thought they said they had everything, all the ducks in a row and so on. And they were ready, and now they're the ones delaying. But apparently, Principal Magistrate Judy Lashman, she wasn't having it. The magistrate said, there's not chess. There's not a game of chess we're playing here. She put her foot down. No more. I find Magistrate, Her Excellency Judy Lashman, to be a very competent magistrate. I've had to appear before her at least once or twice, and I found her very, very intelligent, very, very knowledgeable, and understand the ins and outs, the nuances of the court system. So it didn't surprise me when I saw the learned magistrate, right, putting her foot down. Her worship, stamping her authority. She's that game of chess. Ain't trying for one picture they will take too long, to get that done. She said, no more. Stop it. Right now. Stop it. That's what we heard. Defense said, all kinds of mechanisms. Take a look.
Introduced additional evidence despite Magistrate Judy Latchman ruling that there'll be no further disclosures. Lead prosecutor Jamaican Senior Counsel Terence Williams has described the move as a trivial matter.
We do what we need to do to put forward the case, and sometimes you have to react to what occurs in court. The court makes orders, and we abide by those orders.
Is there something lacking in the fundamental evidence at this time for you to introduce the statement from Minister Todd?
No. This is a big song and dance over a very trivial, formal issue.
He was asked if the statement by the Foreign Minister you thought was of evidential value.
There's a formal requirement in the Act which the Minister has to perform. The Act provides for it to be done by a certificate as one means. It is that act which the Minister performs, an act which has been the content of which, or the foundation for which, has been confirmed by the courts on many occasions.
He declined comments on the statement by Minister Todd on the grounds that he wouldn't wish to try the case in the press. Well, Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford held the view that the statement represents a machination of sorts.
I have indicated to the court and to the public that I believe that there were a lot of political machinations at work. In the email that we received yesterday afternoon, I found it interesting to note that without any sort of rational explanation that could be provided by the prosecution or the representative of the United States, he sent that very statement to the Attorney General. I believe that the lines are being blurred continuously in terms of how this case is proceeding from the point of view of the prosecution. I see no rational basis for such a statement to be sent to the Attorney General when it is copied to counsel and to the court.
That is part of what Senior Counsel Ford said. So, there's a lot of things happening in this case. A lot of things. We heard this matter has now been shifted down to February, is it? February? So the minister now bring a statement, but they don't want to tell the defense when this statement, and then the lawyer in his own words, he want to say to the public, try the matter in public. Well, it's already being tried there. I know they have been watching closely a lot, but this matter is already being tried in the public space. So what is it? And that was only one aspect today, one twist, one turn. Because I was listening to defense attorney Sian Dujon, and he said they raised some matters very, very early, and the defense didn't take in any heed to that. They didn't get time with them. But all of a sudden, they raise the same issues now. Something of the sort. I hope I've captured it right. I hope I'm captured it right. Look, I don't hold no brief for the Mohammed. None whatsoever. But justice got prevailed. So some very, 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 extremely very suspicious moves coming from the defense here. They want a certain outcome, you see. It's clear as day, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do to get that kind of outcome. Please and thank you. They're willing to do whatever they got to do. All kinds of legal gymnastics they're coming with. All right? I try that. Take a look.
Counsel for Asruddin and Nazar Mohammed, Sian Dujon, said that preliminary objections by the defense have now been recognized by the prosecution.
The USA counsel, its lawyers kept on saying from the very first hearing, they were ready. They were eager to proceed. Now, after testimony already commenced the day before yesterday, they're 3/4 ways through their first witness. They recognize through our objections and our efforts, there are a number of holes, a number of glaring gaps in the evidence of that witness because of their unpreparedness.
Today, Thursday, the prosecution sought to present fresh statements. And in keeping with the rules, these should have been seen by the defense ahead of the presentation in court. The prosecution is contending that the new evidence, this time by the foreign minister, is a formality.
You can call a rose by any other name, it's still a sweet. Whether it's formal evidence or informal evidence, evidence is evidence, and it has to be brought in the proper way.
The magistrate has said no more disclosures. What does this mean going forward?
It means that the pony show of the USA has to stop. It means that they cannot now, because when we cross-examine the minister, you will see glaring holes come to light.
The Mohammeds are fighting extradition to the United States. Lawyers for the Mohammeds had moved to the High Court on a series of constitutional motions, but these were seen by Attorney General Anil Nandlal as delaying tactics. The lawyers were seeking a stay in the move to have the matter tried in the magistrate court. The magistrate has ruled that there will be no more disclosures. So the defense intends to cross-examine the foreign minister after the submission of the statement.
He will come. By disclosure of his statement, they intend to rely on his testimony.
I want to drill down Utah real good. Drill him down. So you see, folks, there's a lot of things happening right there. Drill him good. You want 10 statement at the 9th hour? Drill. Real good. Real good. You know, saw this issue and update on this story. This young lady has been charged. Folks, you have to be careful out there. Be careful out there. It's a lot going on. Right? A lot going on. When you're so young and you don't get a murder charge to your name already, what is it? What is it? 24-year-old clerk from Amelia's ward is charged with the murder of Amar Jones of Half Mile in Wismar. Young lady, Shania Benjamin, charged with murder contrary to common law committed on Amar Jones. We're watching for some development there. Saw this story when it happened, didn't see this coming. And they tell us that on Tuesday, the young lady appeared before a magistrate's court in Linden, where the charge was read to her, and she was not required to plead. And she's been remanded to prison until February 16. You know, Father help us. You could go down one road and then boom, you oversaw. Let us be careful, folks, with the choices we make in this life. Let us be extremely, very careful with the choices we make in this life. Let justice be done. You think it's one thing happening in this country? Is a number of them. I saw Professor Burchan Ramcharan. He says split up the AG role. This Attorney General, Minister of Legal Affairs, who are doing a lot of gymnastics in this extradition case. He said combining the two offices risk politicizing legal advice and undermining impartiality. I think the gentleman has a point. I think he has a point. You remember candidate AG, who was also advising GCOM? Okay. All right. He said the two things together, the Office of Attorney General and the Office of Minister of Legal Affairs. Pimp him. And you know what is striking? What people would not dare do in other countries. It's just normal here. Normal. Professor Ramcharan is urging the creation of a code of conduct for the Attorney General and says an independent AG could better serve the public interest. Yes. Not a political AG, an independent AG. I don't know the former chancellor's political persuasion, but he makes a sound point here, and one that should be noted. One that should be noted because the AG is a political figure. And if you got to choose between you and me and how we dispense information, and the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ, they've already told us everything we need to know. It's not me. It's not Roysdale. It's not Mr. Dujan. They said brought the administration of justice into disrepute. What a high honor. What a high honor. You see, we're dealing with the PPP. Why are you dealing with the PPP? My God. Remember to tell you how to think before I close. So the man has a strong point. You think it stopped there? No country on earth, people risk doing certain things. Why is it the crime chief, the commissioner of police, the police force top brass hiding the murder figures? Why is that? You could ask people, could you tell us XYZ? They said no comments. It's a state secret. Oh, why? Because you want to pretend that all is well on the home front. Oh, we have brought down this and serious crimes and murder and rape and so on, and everything is nice, hunky-dory with us. That is the aim. But folks, tall, as the Antiguans say, tall. Not so. Not so. You see, when you start drilling down in the numbers, tell your own story. Tell you which country, members of the Fourth Estate, Colin, Beth, Mark, Linda, members of the Fourth Estate will be asking questions. And you can't get no way. Huh? Is that accountability? It is not. There's no accountability. There's bad governance. And you got to call it how it is. I saw a news source, Big Uncle Gordon, reporting on this, that the police force has declined several requests to provide updated murder statistics for 2025, despite an early statement indicating that domestic murders had doubled. Doesn't sit well with them. They can try to sanitize that. Folks, I told you all, so many issues are happening. These things are creeping up on us. Creeping up on us. I put out some information on my Facebook profile today. But check it out when you have a chance. You know, they're talking about water and this and that and all the niceties they're doing. Now, if you were saying that you were providing all this, or willing to provide, in the process of providing potable waters for all houses across this country, then when you look at procurement, it should begin to paint a picture. Now, when I start boxing the books and the files, you're not seeing that. You're not seeing that. It's like you tell me you're having a party, but I ain't see you buying no food. I ain't see no decorations. I ain't see no change in how things are going. So I can infer by your action, you're really serious. You're trying to make me something. That's what they're doing. Where water is concerned, the delivery of potable water, among some other things too, that we got our eyes on. They're talking about housing and allocations and 50,000 house lots and this and that. But when you start drilling down in them, the numbers don't lie. The majority of people with allocations don't got no title. You can't go to the bank. The thing is that debt is not an asset to you. You're paying for something you can't even use. But we're going to only know if we drill down. And that's why he said to us. Right? While we could deal with soundbite, you can't live in soundbites. You have to have an appreciation for broader sorts of information. Right? So the people don't want to show the numbers. We got drilled down in the Commissioner of Police. Drilled down in the Commissioner of Police. Right? So, the Minister of Home Affairs, Onish Waldron, Commissioner of Police, Clifton Hickens, they've been unusually silent on the murder figure. The murder figures. Why is that? Is this accountability? Is this the rule of law? Mandy, Tessa, Joy, and Iban. Is this the rule of law? It is not. I tell you about truth. Tessa, it is not. Sheila Boychild, it is not. Well, the IFAT workers strike. Before we get there, I was making the point, so many things are happening in this country. In isolation, it might mean much. In isolation, it says, it's just little numbers, man. We all vexed one. No big thing. Bear with me. Stay with me. Here with me. It's just little numbers. Remember? So they want to give you the murder figures. Right? They want to give the census. You see what I'm talking about? An uneven playing field, the EU says, operated during the last election. An uneven playing field existed, the Commonwealth told us. And then look how they got rid of the Chancellor of the Judiciary. Huh? Look how they deposed, overthrow the lady, and overthrow even the Chief Justice. It's just that the thing pan out better for the Chief Justice than it did for the Chancellor. You think you understand what we're telling you here? So we're in this hot water and we're bubbling up. You got to do more than a soundbite. You see what I'm talking about here? You got to do more than a soundbite. And you utter that now. What did just do the Teaching Service Commission? At least 3 of the appointees needed the consultation with the leader of the opposition. They're willingly not swearing in a leader of the opposition, creating problems. And then they had no parliament since November 3rd. One sitting when parliament was reconvened. This is a democracy still? Is it? Is it still a democracy? So in isolation, any one of these things, they can grow to the corruption, man. They can grow in the usurping of authority over there. And then they promise you cash grant for Christmas. But like you didn't behave yourself. You see how many things. Take them together now. Taken all together. You see problems in this country? Brothers and sisters, you see problems in this country? And then they even want to pay the sugar workers properly. They even want to pay the sugar workers properly. You all see how many things you're dealing with in this country on a daily basis? With this government? Dancing on the rim of authoritarianism? You think it's one thing, you got to deal with them? That's a multiplicity of things. And then the workers at Iflat Sugar Estate went on strike because they said the Ghana Sugar Corporation guys has failed to pay retroactive wages for January to August of last year. That was signed under agreement. That was signed under agreement. Folks, you think it's one thing in this place? And now let me start with the cases, the court cases. As I see the under agreement, the court told them in the teachers union case, remit the union dues. You know, they're still breaking the law by not obeying that court order. Is that a democratic, good governance, rule of law government we operating with still? Is it? Oh. When they sign on a dotted line, it don't mean nothing. They don't even wear the paper. The damn thing written on. They don't honor agreements, nothing. They say you can get $100,000, $200,000 cash grant per individual above the age of 18 for Christmas, and we behave ourselves. And the thing's still not forthcoming. Well, so you're waiting to see. Let's wrap up on this note, because today I was in the barber shop getting my hair done. And the barber was engaging me. He said, Mr. Duncan, what happened to the leader of the opposition? The government leader of the opposition for budget, right? Excuse me. That's what he was saying. We got to get a leader for the opposition for budget, right? And the answer is no. There's nothing in the law that says you need a leader of the opposition in relation to anything to do with the budget. So I tell you early. So they're going to stretch this out. They'll cancel budget and all. What's a budget? They can say it's an emergency. We can spend and we can come back later on and ratify it. What's a budget? They must have done start spending already. Right? We got to watch them. See the whole list of things I point out there? You think these people got any scruples? They will do anything it takes to maintain power and the stranglehold on the coffers of this country. Anything. That being said, good folks, let us leave it there tonight. Let us continue. We got to watch them. Please and thank you. Let us get complicit. Lyndon Moore, Mark, Mandy, Ingrid, Marlin, do not let us get complacent at all. Before you go, good folks, those of you coming back to watch us, share the live, smash that emoji button. That's all we require of you all. We give you about 45, 50 minutes of content. You are some big hacktivists. Share the live for us, please. Smash that emoji button. Thank you for your time. Savage, Iban, Lester, Ray, Samuel. Thank you all for your time. You know, and the spouses who endure us. Oh God, I get some complaints. If the women are complaining, it's the men. Oh God, Duncan, I can't get my wife to myself. You text you away from me. We got to do. What can I tell you? So when the husbands are complaining, it's your wife. You're bear with us. For a little season. It's not a whole day we at it. You know? It's a couple of minutes in the morning, a couple of minutes in the night. You all endure us like good soldiers. That being said, folks, that being said, my thoughts and prayers to the spouses who endure us, our love for politics and the loudness. Right. Please and thank you. That's our time and that's our broadcast. Stay safe, folks. We're going to see you guys on the next one. That's our time.